Thank you so much for coming out and joining me tonight. I wanted to share with you about an organization that's very near and dear to my heart. It's the Ministerial Alliance of Odessa, Missouri. What is the Ministerial Alliance, you might be asking yourselves? Well, this time last year, it didn't even exist. The Ministerial Alliance is a grouping of pastors that have decided to set their denominational boundaries aside and come together for the betterment of the community. It was started with just one pastor, and he joined in with one other pastor, and for a little while there, it was just the two of them. But they decided, even just the two of them, they could make a difference. Now we have 5 pastors, and hopefully more coming in the future, that have come together from different faith backgrounds. And why does Odessa, Missouri need this? Well, it's because Odessa, just like a lot of towns, has a lot of people in need. There are people who are struggling emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, educationally. There's people struggling to find jobs, people struggling to pay their rent and keep their homes. There's a lot of need. And individually, these churches could meet some needs, but together, they're able to do so much more. In the past, Odessa has not had this type of cooperation, this type of camaraderie between the pastors. Now they've come together and they're working with like a nonprofit organization called Helping Hands, which is a great place where people can go. They can get groceries, they can get some school supplies for their children during school time, they can get Christmas presents, but even they are limited in how much they can give out because they can't always keep track of who's coming in, who's needing help. And the pastors were struggling too, wondering, if people coming in had already been helped or if there was something more that they should be doing. Now there's a network. The Ministerial Alliance has actually created a database that the pastors can use to update and check in real time whether people have come in for help or not, or whether they've already been assisted in some way, so that the pastors know how they can best help the people coming in that are in need. There is some isolation that can happen in ministry too. When pastors have to serve on their own, it can be a daunting task. It can be discouraging. And this way, with the Ministerial Alliance, the pastors have friendship with people who are doing the same job they are. They can encourage one another, and they get together on a regular basis to talk about their goals for the future and what they're going to do. They've even organized community worship services so that the communities of faith can come together and spend time together as a big church, growing together to be strong for the community. I'm excited to think about the future of what's going to happen with the Ministerial Alliance. Just even recently, they were all fitted for police uniforms so that they could begin being chaplains with the police officers when they go on difficult calls. It's so great to see how God is using this group of pastors, these group of men and women, to come together to serve not just the community, but also each other. They are growing the faith in our community, but they are also growing the hope. People have struggled for so long in Odessa and not had a beacon of light. And it's great to see that God has pulled these people together and ultimately pulling these churches together to be more like Christ and loving and sharing with one another in every way that we possibly can. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for helping me be my audience tonight. I so appreciate it. Have a great evening.